First and foremost, congratulations to Seattle Seahawks, Brandon Rodgers, Eddie Taylor, Seahawks brisenio. Uh, who's the other one? Seahawks Nest, if he's still around. And just shout out to Seahawks fans, man. You guys got a pretty damn good team, almost similar to the Legion of Boom. That Legion of Boom. All right. Well, many things went wrong in this game. First and foremost, we don't have an offensive line. You get rid of Kenyon Green, you trade Lamarly Tunzel. They were just storming all over that pass rush the Seahawks got. They were just storming all over our guys, all over CJ Stroud. He was 23 for what was it, 49 or something? I think his like completion rate was like 50% or a little under. Had one touchdown, one interception. And really, that one touchdown we got lucky on. Seahawks were dominating the first quarter. Managed to score two touchdowns. They really should have scored a third one, but they decided to get too cute and decided to call for a trick play that designed to fake the run and then have the running back throw it in the end zone. Which I think that was pretty stupid on Seattle's part because they were going to score again anyway. I mean, do you really got to do a trick play on us just to rub it in our face because it cost you an interception there? Not that it really mattered anyway, but just, you try to get too cute with the lead. They always say you got to put the foot down on the neck, man, before you crack it. Make sure you put that foot down on the neck next time, bro. Anyways, so yeah, Seattle, you know, managed to score to what 27 points. They really should have had way more than that. And honestly, they given us 19 points. We really shouldn't have scored at all. It should have been like 30 something to 0. The game was a lot worse than what the score indicates it. All right. Nico Collins drops a pass, which he was wide open. Should have led to a touchdown. Fucker drops it. And not to mention he gets injured. So there goes our top wide receivers out now with a head injury. And maybe he'll be back next week and maybe not. It doesn't really matter anyway because we really don't have any receivers outside of Nico and Dalton Schultz, our tight end. That's it. All of our running backs are injured except for Woody Marks, which I like Woody Marks, but can't do it on his own. You don't have any other tight ends outside of Dalton Schultz. You don't have any wide receivers outside of Nico, who's injured now, by the way. Yeah, that's terrible, man. And then you have an offensive line that can't block for shit. And then every time that Seattle decides to blitz, you got CJ Stroud having to run for his fucking life in the backfield, and then he don't have no receivers to throw the ball to. It's terrible, dude. That's a terrible offensive line. It's a joke. Terrible offensive side of the ball. I mean, the defense had some, key moments. Will Anderson strip sacks Mr. Sam Darnold and manages to get our only offensive touchdown of the game. Minus the one we got in garbage time when, the Seahawks decided to play man prevent or whatever. And just giving us the extra yard to take the extra time off. Man. And then, D'Amico Ryans, which he's a good play caller, but an idiot move for him to decide to go for it on his own 40 on fourth down. I mean, I get it. You're a yard short. Come on, dude. You got to punt the fucking ball there. You're down on your own fucking 40. That's terrible right there. You're desperate at that point. I get it. You're desperate for the first down to move the chains. But, dude, come on, man. You can't be doing that, bro. Can't punt the ball. You got to punt the fucking ball in your own fucking 40, dude. It's common sense, man. He just got too cute with it, and we lost. I think we lost like 3 yards on that play. It was just terrible. Terrible, terrible game. The game was a lot worse than the score indicated it was. I'm just keeping it 100. This game was just terrible. And, shout out to the Seahawks offensive weapons. They had that one wide receiver, number 11. SJN or SNJ, whatever you call them. We go by their abbreviations now, I notice in today's sports. But he had 100 and what? 23 yards on 8 receptions, a touchdown. Number 11, that wide receiver on Seattle was a beast. We couldn't cover him. Not to mention we got injuries all over the secondary too, by the way. That just adds to the whole uh, issue of problems that's, currently endured with this current roster. And then not to mention the referees decide to keep calling flags. Flag after flag after flag. I mean, there was 20 flags called in this game, and I stopped counting after that. It was literally I want to say there were about 25 flags called. I mean, that's just ridiculous, dude. Oh, and another thing, NFL, if you watch this video, why the fuck do you got this game starting at 9 o'clock at night? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend. Why is this game at 9 o'clock at night? I mean, god damn, we're up till 12:30, almost 1 o'clock in the morning watching this fucking game, bro. I mean, seriously. What's up with these 2 Monday night games now? That's retarded. In previous years, you only did 2 Monday night games the very first week of the season, and now you're doing it every week. That's just stupid. And you got our game at 9 o'clock at night. I mean, it's retarded. The game didn't end until 1. If you're on the East Coast, it don't end until 2 o'clock. That's just retarded. Makes no sense. But yeah, Texans are 2-4. With the injuries now, our top receivers out. All of our running backs are out. We have no tight ends. I mean, why did we pick up Harrison Bryant from Cleveland? He's trash, dude. Nothing personal. That guy sucks. I mean, I like Dalton Schultz. You put in Harrison Bryant. He cannot get any separation out there. That dude is slow, lethargic. I wouldn't even have an issue with you cutting him and just taking the loss on the pay on that. I mean, I get it. You need tight ends, but that dude is trash, man. I'm just going to be honest with you. He sucks. He has no business on the starting roster here. No business. Nick Chubb's nowhere to be found. Was he hurt now? Come on, man. So we're 2-4 now, and we got the Niners next week. And then after that, we got the Buffalo Bills on a Thursday night football, and then we got Denver coming to town. So we got 3 home games stand. And I'll be honest with you, all 3 of those teams are pretty good. And I think despite the fact that Buffalo might be struggling a little bit, I think they're still better than this roster, and they could beat this roster. I think the same goes with the Niners and the Broncos. I think all 3 of them beat us. I think that's going to put us at 2-7. The season's over. Just too many injuries, dude. And I say this every year. They say, how do you think Texans are going to do this year? I said, well, on paper, they look nice, but until the injuries start piling up, you never know. You're only as good as your injuries. And this year, the bug hit us early in the season. By the way, we don't have any receivers outside of Nico, to be honest with you. We should have kept John Mechie III, and by the way, you trade him for Gardner Johnson, who you end up cutting anyway. Because that slow motherfucker couldn't do shit on the secondary. He was missing coverages left and right. I don't know what the fuck he did in Philly. He must have did something because over here he didn't do shit. And I'm really glad we cut his ass. So we traded John Mechie III, who's a legitimate number 2, number 3 receiver. We should have kept Diggs. At least we could have had Cardi B coming in the locker room. Would have made it a little bit interesting. I mean, at least. Jesus Christ. It's like, spare me. Yeah, this team this year, it's just simple. The injury bug got us early. We have no offensive line. We have nobody on the defense that could stop, on the secondary that could make big stops. And most importantly, we don't have a run game anymore. And just the O-line can't block, man. And CJ Stroud can't do it on his own. He doesn't have any legitimate help. This is going to be a terrible year. I can already see it. It's like, say that I'm a predictionist. I say like, I call it. I call the future. Texans may got another win or 2 left, and that's when we play the Titan Tards again, and we got the Jaguars coming out our house next month. Those are possibly two winnable games. I don't see us beating the Colts. I think the Colts are going to sweep us. But, I mean, the Colts are just playing phenomenal right now. They're number one in the AFC, and respectfully so. Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones looks good with the Colts. They now got the little nickname going around for him where they call him Indiana Jones. Well, Indiana Jones looks like he might come out of the AFC this year, surprisingly. That team looks good. Just hats off, shout out to Brandon Rodgers. I know we didn't do a bet. I know you asked me that morning. I said we'll do an egg bet. I know you didn't respond, but I'll honor the bet anyway. Fuck it. We lost by 8, so I'll do 8 eggs. I'll pop 8 eggs against my skull, against my cranium, just to give you guys a little bit of entertainment. And then, of course, Athletic Dash, I'm going to have to pay his bet. So I'm probably going to do this on Friday, so that means it's going to be 15 eggs to the dome. Yeah, that's not fun. Like I said, this team is not making the playoffs this year, let alone win the division. It's done. 2-4, season's over. Injury bug, offensive line not blocking. It just is what it is. It's over, dude. Even looking forward to, the game next week against the 49ers. We ain't beating them either. I'm just being a realist. 49ers are 5-2. They're playing good momentum. And that NFC West is going to have 3 playoff representatives. You got Seattle 5-2, 49ers 5-2, the Rams are 5-2. I think they all get in. Just leave one wild card spot left. Odd man out is Arizona. Yeah, we suck. Marvin says flat out. Yeah. There's no other way to call it. D'Amico Ryan's dumbass is calling for it on 4th down, down on our own 40. Can you not make this shit any worse? I'm like, I know. D'Amico got it, man. D'Amico got desperate, bro. He got desperate. And like I said, Seattle should have really won by a lot larger. They gave us those 19 points. They felt sorry for us. If they were up 14-0, it should have been 21-0. If it wasn't for that trick play they tried to call for, it caused an interception. Yeah, we're not making the playoffs this year, dude. They say that C.J. Stroud was due for a sophomore slump, and last year was a sophomore year, and he made the playoffs the first 2 years. So even though it's his junior year technically this year, I think this is his sophomore slump. I think this year was supposed to be what it was supposed to be last year. And so we got to go through the growing pains. I'm not going to give up on my team, don't get me wrong. I just think this season is over. The injuries, we don't have any receivers outside of Nico. We don't have any receivers, bro. And it's just, we got exposed on the O-line. We don't have a run game because most of our running backs are injured. Nick Chubb and Damian Pierce are hurt. You don't have nobody. And so it just, now you're seeing that exposure, and plus they're just blitzing the shit out of our O-line. And so C.J. Stroud has no time in the backfield anymore. Teams aren't, the thing is, the teams are now, I notice, they're not afraid of C.J. Stroud anymore. His first 2 years, dude can light up the field in the backfield. He can throw the ball, but teams adjust. And when they adjust, that's what happens. I think now you're starting to see where teams don't fear C.J. Stroud anymore. They don't have that natural fear anymore. They know he can throw the ball. They're just going to rush him as quickly as they can because that's how to disrupt him, is to get him off his back foot. Not to have him comfortable in the pocket. March Manning looking like Case McCoy. Oh, Colt McCoy. You're probably right. Yeah, this team sucks. Yeah. I mean, obviously we need an O-line in the draft. We need an O-lineman. We need some people in the secondary. We could get an extra receiver for sure we can get an extra receiver. But now this year, I think it's over, man. We suck, man. It just is what it is. Um, Seahawks beat us 27-19, but really that game should have been a lot closer. Oh, and by the way, we would have gotten the ball back with 30 seconds left, but Settle Jr. decides to go for a late hit, which was uncalled for. And like a dumbass, he costed us what could have been an opportunity to throw into the end zone. But nope, he decides to commit the penalty and give Seattle the first down and just puts the final nail in the coffin there. Just costly, boneheaded mistakes. How the fuck do you sit there and hit and after the play is already dead, you're gonna sit there and run into another player, and it just caused the fucking the unnecessary roughness, as if they're not gonna call it, as if they didn't call the other 20 something plus penalties. I think they called a total of 25 penalties in this game. I stopped counting after 20, and they were still calling. They were still throwing the flag. I just said I'm just done, man. It's just they were way too happy throwing those flags. I just said, you know what, fuck it, I don't care no more. It just got to a point where I just don't care. You just gotta get this numb feeling like the game is over. It's like I don't care anymore. But Seahawks played a pretty damn good game. Give them credit where credit's due. That Legion of Boom over there looks real nice right now. They're looking real good. So as the Colts and the Jags are slipping, Texans need to pick it up, though, soon. Nah, I'm telling you, man. Miami Dolphins are cooked. Oh, absolutely. I think we could both agree on that. And everybody said it was a trap game because, everybody expected the Dolphins to win in Cleveland, which I picked Miami. And some people were like, no, it's going to be a trap game. Cleveland's going to win. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And then, look, they didn't show it out. But the good news is Quinn Ewers is now second. But for what I'm hearing, I heard he came in the last game. I heard he stunk up the joint. But if you're a Quinn Ewers fan like I am, because he went to my school, I would say, you know what? Go ahead and play. They promoted him second string. Marvin said, yeah, they did. Yep, they promoted him. Just saying. He wasn't that bad. He just looked better than Tua, to be honest. Yeah, true. Well, I don't want to make this video much longer than it should be. Congratulations to the Seahawks fan base. You guys beat us fair and square. Yeah, it is what it is. I think the season is over. We're not beating the Niners next week, or Buffalo the following week, or Denver the week after. I think those are 3 L's. The injury bug caught us. You can tell, obviously, that this team is suffering from lack of unity because of the injured players and how much it's impacting the team. Running backs are out, tight ends are out, receivers are out. When you think about Nico Collins is going to be out this week. I mean, what the fuck? Anyways, man, congratulations, Brandon Rodgers, Seahawks brisenio, Eddie Taylor. Congratulations to you guys, man. I'm headed to bed.